New tonight, a Target 8 investigation into a brawl involving punches, a gun, and frightened neighbors. And at the center of it, an off-duty Kent County Sheriff's deputy.
It was the deputy who not only threw the punches, but also pulled the gun. And according to reports, lied repeatedly to responding deputies from his own department. On top of all of that, he's back on the job.
Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker has been working this story for weeks now. He's here tonight with off-duty danger. Ken?
Brian and Marley, Target 8 started investigating the fight and the Sheriff's Department's response to it based on a tip, leading us to file public records requests for the police reports, reports from the internal investigation, and these 911 calls.
911, where's your emergency?
Bunch of guys out here, they're fighting, now they're throwing bottles all over the place. Some guy just had a freaking gun. There's kids out here playing.
Kent County 911, where's your emergency?
They shoved my kids in the house and got inside. I heard them load the weapon.
You heard him load the weapon? What do you mean he heard
yes,
him load the
I heard
weapon?
the click, the click that it makes.
Okay, who has the gun?
It's a man in a silver car.
The man who pulled the gun, the man in the silver car, was 25-year-old Kenyatta Weaver Jr., an off-duty Kent County Sheriff's deputy with 3 years on the force. That's him in the white tank top and blue Nike shorts. According to reports, after pulling the gun and racking around into it, Weaver tucked it into his shorts. That all happened before this video was taken.
He's definitely in the wrong occupation.
Neighbor Michael Svoboda captured the brawl on his cell phone and provided a copy to sheriff's investigators, but says he had no idea that one of the combatants was an off-duty deputy until Target 8 told him.
He's there to serve and protect and de-escalate problems.
The brawl broke out on June 8th in the Maplewood Mobile Home Park near 68th Street and South Division Avenue. The off-duty deputy had shown up with 3 other men at the home of a relative who was kicking out her ex-boyfriend, the man there in the black t-shirt and shorts. Neighbors say the ex had been there twice earlier that day and had threatened the woman.
Oh, just broke a bottle in the street.
There's kids here, man.
And another one.
Smashed by a man who was there with the deputy.
Oh, there they go. Yeah. They're both beating him up.
The man there with the deputy threw the first punch. The deputy threw the second punch, a quick left, then chased the ex-boyfriend and threw another. The fight lasted about 30 seconds. When deputies arrived with flashing overhead lights, they spotted a silver car in front of a mobile home and chased it down.
Everybody, hands on the ceiling!
They ordered the 4 men out of the car one at a time at gunpoint and immediately recognized the driver.
You know who that is, right? It's Kenyatta. Yeah.
By that time, Weaver had changed into a thin blue line shirt. Deputies found his white tank top on the car floor. They also found the handgun with 13 rounds of the magazine and another in the chamber under his car seat. Sheriff's officials say it was not his service weapon.
It's nothing personal, I promise you.
In-car video obtained by Target 8 shows Weaver handcuffed in the back seat of a cruiser and talking to himself.
No, we weren't fighting. I promise you, man. No, the gun was never pulled. I had it on my hip. I never pulled it, never waved it.
Target 8 also obtained a transcript of other videotaped conversation from the patrol car. When asked where the gun was, he said, quote, "There's no gun. The people that were fighting took off." Then, according to reports, he coached another suspect who had joined him in the back seat. Quote, "Say I never pointed it." Reports show that Weaver later admitted to pulling the gun but not waving it, and that he did it only after believing the ex-boyfriend might get a gun, but no other weapons were found. He asked the deputy, quote, "Am I going to jail tonight? You can be honest with me." The deputy responded, "I'm assuming so." Instead, Weaver was allowed to go home and never face charges, though sheriff's officials say that he did not get special treatment. Some people are going to read this who are going to say, well, playing favorites because he was a deputy. Anyone else pull a gun in a fist fight would be arrested.
Absolutely not. Kenyatta was treated like any other citizens at that point in time, and the decision was that the situation was not necessary to make an arrest.
In an exchange of emails obtained by Target 8, Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker told sheriff's investigators he could have charged the deputy with misdemeanor assault, but the victim refused to cooperate.
It's hard to proceed on an assault and battery charge when you have victims that don't want to participate in the court proceedings.
The prosecutor says his office rarely files charges of lying to police in cases involving misdemeanors. 14 times over the last 2 years, he says.
People lie to the police all the time initially. And
But he's a deputy.
Sure.
Who's lying to police.
Sure. But that's, they're a deputy, but they're still no different than any other citizen. But in terms of criminal, this is right in line with what we usually do.
So no special treatment?
No special treatment on our end, none whatsoever.
After an internal investigation, the sheriff's department suspended Weaver for 4 weeks without pay.
Although Kenyatta is in fact still working for us, we were not happy with the actions. They fell short of the standards that we expect all of our officers, but they did fall short of terminating his employment.
The prosecutor says the incident could lead to trouble if the deputy is ever called as a witness in a future criminal case, since a defense attorney could question his integrity. This could be a factor in the future.
Could be a factor in the future, most definitely.
Sheriff's officials say that Weaver is back to work as a patrol deputy. Now, Target 8 tried to reach him at home, but he didn't respond to our request for an interview. We also tried reaching him through the sheriff's department, which said he declined to comment.
Okay, Ken, so he still has a job with the department, but he's got to be on thin ice.
Yeah, they actually put him, and he signed a what they call a last chance agreement, which means, one more mistake and he could lose his job.
All right.
We'll see if the department follows through with that then.
Ken Colker. Thank you, Ken.